people always seem to want to take, thinking that that's going to give them what they are looking for. But actually, the process of giving gives you what you're looking for.
Welcome to the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast, the show where we shine a light on the incredible businesses, community leaders and local legends shaping our town. I'm your host, James O'Donnell, and today we are joined by Scott Harrison. Scott, great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. For those of us who don't know you yet, Scott, who are you and what do you do here in Bishop Stortford?
So I'm the father of three. I live in Stortford itself. I'm not on the outskirts. I'm in Stortford. And I run an online fitness, nutrition and personal development program called the Six Pack Revolution.
Fantastic. Is this something that people in Stortford are going to know about, or is this going to be brand new to them, do you think?
Well, there's many people that do know. I get stopped quite often in the town, and if I'm in a restaurant somewhere, people come up, and it's always nice to have everyone come and say hello to me and ask for a selfie. But a lot of people have done it in the town, so I'll be surprised if there's a majority that don't, because it's we're a smallish sort of area. But the program is actually in 92 countries now, so it's not just Stortford. Yeah.
And is this something that you started whilst you were living here as well? What was that kind of spark?
So I had a double glazing company. I owned it with about there was five other my business partners. Quite a big company, I left. They all thought I was mad. What on earth are you doing? Where are you going? I went, I've found something that I just love, and I'm going to go and give it a go. And I don't love what I'm doing here. So I sold my shares. It gave me, if I carried on living the way I was, probably gave me about a year and a half. Or I could have probably dragged it out for a couple of years if I'd tightened the belt a little bit. So I had a couple of years to make things work, and I'm pleased to say I did. Yeah, it was kind of an accidental business. So in 2016, December 15, I was picking up the kids from school, and I was looking at all the parents. And this is the bit where my wife gets a bit, oh, shut up, there's too many parents we know. But I was watching them pick up the kids, and many of them were overweight, bloated, buckling at the knees, poisoned looking. And the kids were running out to their role models. And I was like, well, that isn't very good, is it? And then I realized I was one of them. So at the age of 42, because we've been going 10 years now, I'm 52 now, I decided I was going to get a six-pack. I chose a visual goal because I'm into visualization. I didn't want to just lose a few pounds. I wanted to really go for it. The ultimate man wish six-pack. And I blogged it. And 36 others wanted to join me. And 19 survived to the finish line because it was 90 days back then. It's now a 75-day program. I get better results in less time now, just through learning more and tweaking. And no one could just believe what they saw, and I was begged to do another one. At the moment, this is just like nothing, right? It's a hobby. And so the following September, I decided to do another one because I did the first one in January, finished in beginning of April, and 120 joined that one. And then the results, again, no one could believe what was going on. I thought, I'm really enjoying this. I'm loving it. So I got more research. I got the qualifications. I learned all about nutrition and fitness. My wife's a nutritionist. I've also got a ridiculous team of experts now that sit behind me. Doctor of biochemistry, doctor of chiropractic, holds the highest qualification in the world, a chiropractic doctor, psychotherapist, psychologist, menopause experts with so many letters after their names I couldn't even tell you. And a GP. She's also an Ironman, so she's not just a GP. She understands fitness. So, yeah, it's become quite a monster, and we've now got tens of thousands of participants in 92 countries. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Quite a thing. And I also have my own protein shakes, meal replacement shakes, protein bars, overnight oats, omega-3s and multivitamins, all created by me, sat with the food scientists, worked it all out, all very unique, all very clean and successful, and part of the program as well. If you want to, you can do the program without supplements. You can do what we call full food. And So yeah, as a business, that's also another big part of it is the products.
This episode is supported by a proper local clinic just outside of Bishop Stortford. Most people don't wake up planning to see a chiropractor. It's the stiff neck that won't ease, the bad back that's killing your sleep, or that pain that suddenly makes work and family life harder. Takeley Chiropractic help people get out of pain and, even more importantly, stay out of pain. They don't rush you. They take time to understand you and make you feel better. They want to understand what you want to get back to doing, whether that's work, sport, or just spending time with your family. They're a local team, highly qualified, and recently they won an award for outstanding patient care. Have a look at takeleychiropractic.co.uk and see what they're all about. It's what a success story, happening in Bishop Stortford over the last 10 years, Scott. That's incredible, to go from an idea, from a thought at the school gates. How many people have stood at the school gates and thought, had those kind of ideas floating around their heads?
Well, it wasn't an idea for a business, though. I was just getting
Right.
myself in shape. It was blogging the journey that created the interest, that created the business. So, and because of it, I've had lots of celebrities do the program: Ryland, Sarah Cox, Carol Vorderman, Sarah Davis from Dragon's Den, Peter Andre, probably the most famous six-pack in the world, Peter Andre. Half the cast of In the Line of Duty, half the cast of Coronation Street, most of Towie. I could go on and on. Alex Scott, the Olympian, Denise Van Outen. I could keep going for ages. And that's also created such a ripple effect because of their reach. So they're going on like shows like Loose Women and stuff like that, talking about, oh my God, I've just done this program and look at me, and and that's therefore, and also on their own socials, because they've got millions of followers themselves. I've been in every magazine, every newspaper, most radio stations. I've been on TV, Channel 4, Steps Back Lunch, GB News, Talk TV. It's all just been it's been an amazing whirlwind, to be honest. And what a lovely job as well, because I get so much back from it. Not the financial side. I'm like the here, Yeah. I had one lady, I know this is anecdotal, but I get these all the time. But this lady actually wrote me a thank you card. Most people just email or text now, right? And it said on there, I don't know how to thank you for giving my children their mummy back. I just went, yeah.
The thing about that kind of coaching thing is it's that almost instantaneous altruistic feedback loop that you get. And if you're helping that many people, each day you're going to be having that kind of impact on people. And you can't, as much as it's a business and you're making money, you can't put a price on how that feedback loop works, compared with regular business where you're, delivering a particular product or something like that. It's
quite a unique position I've found myself in. And it's a pleasure as well to be able to help these people. And the great thing about my situation, and I know I'm lucky, or you make your own luck, but it's not all about finances for me, which I think is why it's grown so much. I've not had one day off in 10 years, not even Christmas Day. And I spend every day speaking to people. I don't charge extra for it, by the way. I was on someone's phone yesterday for 45 minutes because their head wasn't very good. I've also got psychology diplomas, and God knows I'm right into everything. And as I say, I've got the team to back me up. And I just get so much from it. And because of I've been relatively successful. I've tried everything. I've failed at a lot of stuff, by the way. I've been from hero to zero, God knows how many times, to the point of, I was really in debt. I had nothing, not long ago either. And but I don't, that's kind of, I always go beyond the call of duty in any job I've ever done. I've always over-delivered. And I think that because I'm not so money focused. It's more, I truly want to get these people to feel what I felt and what all the other tens of thousands have felt, because it changes your life like forever. It changes your relationship with food, with drink, with yourself, and you finally feel what a human body is supposed to feel like. And at the end of the program, I teach everyone how to keep them results and still party twice a week. So it's also sustainable. And I think that comes across, that I'm truly trying to help as many people as I physically possibly can. And I think that's why it's grown so quickly, because it's, as you say, the altruism. And I think that, you know what, people, I've learned this really well. People always seem to want to take, thinking that that's going to give them what they are looking for. But actually, the process of giving gives you what you're looking for. And you only get that when you start giving. You really start to feel it, you know? So that's something that's been quite a light bulb since this last 10 years.
Yeah. Helping that many people, you know, achieve those results is fantastic. One of the things, I know this is an easy question to ask, and it's not me standing on a high horse at all, but there are lots of programs and promises and solutions out there that are dangled in front of people, that some people do and they fail at, and then they try another one and they fail at, they try another one and they fail at. What is the differentiator, the thing that makes what you're delivering evidently so successful?
So it's a complete 360 approach, right? Let's call it, I don't like calling things diets and stuff, because it's just how you should be feeding your body. Because diet's been hijacked by something you jump on and jump off as quick as possible, where really your diet is what you eat through your whole life. But most programs, they will focus on exercise or nutrition, or you might be lucky they focus on both. And the real thing we need to focus on is here. So in my program, I focus on the head and the fitness and the nutrition, so that when you come away, you are not just someone who's been pushed into a corner and what you've been told for a few weeks and that's it. You know, I explain the science behind everything. I teach people how to look at life from a different perspective, see what they want from their life going forward. Do they want the longevity, the vitality, the strength, the power, the resilience? Do you want to have health in life instead of constant visits to the doctors with more tablets? And you know, one thing I make really clear, and I can make this clear to all of your people listening as well, and I'm going to make a few things clear as we go through, but this one's first. Exercise. If you are not exercising now, please come away from this podcast and make it a part of you. It is important that you exercise every single week until the day you die. If you do not want a frame around your toilet when you're older, you don't want a seat in your bath and an orthopedic chair, and you want to still be able to run up and down your own stairs in your 80s and your 90s, you want to dance on the beach, run through the forest, pick up the grandkids, not be out of breath every time you even move, not have all the pain in your joints, a decent posture, and so on, you need to exercise. It is non-negotiable. Don't have the conversation with yourself. Every week. And it only takes, you can exercise for half an hour 3 times a week. The world does not care about you. If you disappear for half an hour, it will still be here when you get back. No one's worried. Shut out the noise. Just focus on the movements. So that's also a therapeutic thing, because it's like you turn on the news, crikey, everyone would start flipping hanging themselves really if they listen to it too often, right? It's just so depressing, and the world's going to hell in a handcart, and you need to reframe all of that and create your own world within this world. And also, if chips are down in life, and they will be at some point, we all go through it, no one gets away with it, the first thing anyone has to do is paramount. is you need to start eating properly and move around. Life will change immediately. If things, like I give the analogy, if the one corner of your house was dealt a blow, you would go out, check it, prop it up, repair it, make sure it's sound, and check the other three corners to make sure the whole thing doesn't come toppling down, right? But what we do as humans, when the chips are down, we go hit the bottle. We go and smash the other three corners of the house, and it all starts crumbling down. And this is why you only get like 1% of really successful people in the world. I don't just mean financially. I just mean they seem to get it work. Because when they're faced with an obstacle or a nightmare comes their way, they start looking after themselves. They start strengthening their foundations instead of weakening them. And that's what I would say to everybody that's listening. Exercise is your first thing. Is a simple free. It's free. Yeah, it's a simple thing to do.
Yeah, the exercise point. I think I'm sure you've seen the documentary "Live to 100" on Netflix.
I haven't, but I will watch it.
Yeah,
no, I didn't even notice
it's a good. It's a good watch. It's about the blue zones throughout the world. So these are places where people disproportionately live to 100 plus, and there's the different factors that's impacting them. And it's things like making exercise habitual, almost that you don't even notice that you're doing it.
Yeah, that's why become a part of you.
What you're doing. Yeah.
If you look at like places like Okinawa, and I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't on this show.
It's the first place they go.
Is it right? They have the most centurions. There's a little island off Okinawa, actually. It's like this big on the globe, and it's got the most centurions of any other country in the world. And the reason being, and it's actually very six-pack revolution, is we teach you what to eat every day, what to drink every day, how to exercise every day, and how to think every day. That's basically what they do. It's called. Have you heard of Ikigai? Yeah. So So not only do they eat a certain way and exercise, it's a part of them. There's no discussion. I'm exercising. That's the end of it. It's a part of you. They also work in a job they love, and which I'm blessed to have my Ikigai myself. But yeah, if you're lucky enough to find that, and not everyone can, that doesn't mean the world's going to end, right? But it just means you need to reframe what your work is for you in your life at the time. But if you're lucky enough to actually work a job you love as well, then you've really nailed every pillar of Ikigai, which is the food, drink, exercise, think, work.
I love the aspect that you're coming to at this with the sorting the mind out first, because if everybody knows you need to exercise, like they know it intrinsically. Yeah, they need to, and most people kind of know what they need to do as well. They need to push something, pull something, pick something up, put something down, have a walk. That's what they need to do. But if everybody knows this, why doesn't everyone do it? And it's the mind, isn't it? It's where people are coming at this from. So it's refreshing to hear that it's not just a list of exercises, a list of food. There's the way you approach it, the way that's all framed.
The other unique part of the program, very unique, is that we are live with you all day, every day, morning, noon, and night. I've got 180 odd coaches and stuff, and so we're all in an online group, and it's live. And so you ask a question, it's answered in minutes. And that's very unique. That doesn't exist anywhere else either. So you're really supported. So, and to give you an example of how powerful it is, I get people say to me, Scott, do you know what? I've had a PT. And when I go and see that PT for an hour, I do as I'm told for an hour. And then I don't do as I'm told till the following week when I go and see my PT, and I do as I'm told for an hour. They said, but with you, for some reason, you're in my head 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I'm doing as I'm told every minute of every day for 75 days. And I think it's a really well, it obviously is successful, but it's a really powerful thing. People really get excited when they come onto the program, especially because most people have heard from a friend. We've grown organically, mostly, really, in a lot of ways. And they've seen, and we're the only program that posts tens of thousands of results. Like every week we are posting results. No one does that. Most people get five good ones and they regurgitate them for years. I'm posting different ones every week, for the last 10 years. I mean, it's ridiculous amount. So people know as well. What you're telling me, if I come on your program and I do what you tell me from day 1 to 75, and that person looks like me there, I can look like that at the end of it. Absolutely. Because they know I haven't got tens of thousands of people lying for me all over the world. I mean, it would be physically impossible to create that, wouldn't it? And obviously with the celebrities doing it, so they know it's real. Because I've been accused of chopping people's heads off and putting them on other bodies, steroids, Photoshop. I've been accused of all this stuff, which is a great compliment, of course. But the other thing as well is now we found that we had a huge success with menopause. I was getting professionals from all over the country saying to me, Scott, finding my number, calling me again, Scott, so-and-so. My client's been with you for 2 weeks. She has no symptoms anymore. What on earth are you doing? And these are menopause professionals asking me what I'm doing. So I was like, look, I'm an imposter. Got to put my hands up here. I didn't create this program for the menopause. But if you look at the research, and I've done that since, and I'm also now an accredited menopause wellness practitioner, can you believe? Because I make sure I know what I'm doing. Right. And I've got a ridiculous team of menopause experts. But we were getting these like unbelievable results where symptoms were just disappearing. And the menopause is pretty debilitating for ladies. Then I went to Malta on another podcast. It was called The She Word. It's ladies only. And they got me in as a special guest. Wanted me to dress up in a wig and makeup and all that. And I got away with it by saying, this is a serious subject. Maybe we shouldn't do that. And they kind of went for it, thank God. And they were telling me that we feel like the forgotten people. It's easier to find help with erectile dysfunction than it is with menopause. And I come away and I thought, do you know what? I'm not going to forget you. I went home, took over a year to take what we already know and do, because you wouldn't change that because that's where the magic happens, but then wrap it in menopause. So we have experts coming in, sharing their wisdom on bladder health, HRT, pelvic floor, and everything menopause. It's a ladies only group, so they can talk about all their stuff and discuss with each other and support each other, and exercises are low impact dumbbell exercises. We've got Pilates lessons that people follow through as well, mindful meditations with CBT, all aimed through menopause. I'm still in there with some motivational stuff as a big cheerleader, but I'm the only guy in there, and I don't go in unless I'm tagged. I'm too scared to go in there. But they have a great time. They absolutely love it. And again, just huge life-changing success.
And I saw recently you got an award for the work
just
you've done in the menopause.
So Pause Live are the largest menopause body in London, and they had an awards ceremony, and we won the best weight management menopause thingamajiggy, which was great. Nice to get some recognition for what we do. And it was a bit strange standing up there in front of several thousand menopausal ladies trying to say I know what I'm talking about. So I'm always very humble. Usually when I'm on a stage speaking, I'm not nervous, but when it goes up in front of menopausal ladies, I do get a little bit itchy, wondering, oh God, what are they thinking? Like, you don't know what you're talking about, which is true. I don't. I've never experienced it, am I? But I'm lucky enough to have experience with many women that have.
Yeah. And those results that you're talking about there, it sounds that they speak, for the work that you're doing. That's great.
Yeah, that's where we're lucky. It's unprecedented, the results that we've had all across the board in all chronic illnesses, by the way. We have huge success, James, with ME, MS, fibromyalgia, eczema, psoriasis, Crohn's, IBS, blood pressure, cholesterol, Guillain-Barré syndrome, lymphedema, lipedema, scoliosis, sleep apnea. I could go on for ages, menopause, and either being brought to a much more manageable level or into complete remission. And diabetes 1 and 2, and again, it's just been such a pleasure to help all these people. And they go, oh my God, we had one guy, he had really severe arthritis in his knees because he was a marathon runner, was struggling to walk up and down his stairs. By the end of the program, all the inflammation had gone. He's going to run another marathon. The July before last, we had one doctor undiagnosed one of our participants who had ME and fibromyalgia because she didn't have the symptoms anymore. And that's like really serious illnesses, And you go, wow, you really are what you eat, you really are. And we've got 18 to 86-year-olds, and we've got people with no legs, wheelchairs, Olympians, Great Britain squad, cerebral palsy, where half the body don't even work. Anybody can do this program and change their lives, and it's quite incredible. I mean, if you go and look on the website of the actual results themselves, just the visual ones, that's a fraction of what you gain. You know,
That's interesting, because there is a thing about like the mirror muscles, isn't it? You know, looking good, but it's the other things that actually do make your life better and make you feel better in yourself, Scott. Where's the best place for people to go online and to follow along and see these examples and reach out to you, Scott?
So we've got the6packrevolution.com. Don't forget the6packrevolution.com. We have pauseby6.com, which is our menopause program. Pause by 6. And if you want to find me, at I am Scott Harrison is my Instagram and stuff like that. And at the 6pack Revolution is the Instagram for the program itself as well.
Wonderful. What we'll do is we'll put links to that in the show notes. So if anybody's listening and they didn't catch it, they can follow along on those.
No, James,
those
it's only just come to me, but let me give a discount to all of your listeners if they want to do the program. What should we call it? Bish 10?
Bish 10. Sounds great.
We call it Bish 10. I will set that up the minute I'm off of here. So they're not people who are watching it will be in place by the time they've watched this. And that will be up and ready for if anyone wants to join it. We run 7 programs a year: January, February, March, May, July, September, October.
So starting in each one of those months?
Yes. So because it's a 75-day program, well, we've got to get it in before Christmas comes, because no one's going to be doing it over Christmas. And just remember, we tell you what to eat every day, what to drink every day. It's not difficult. Otherwise, we wouldn't have so many people doing it. And don't forget, we've got lots of different colors, creeds, different countries, different seasonal foods, different supermarkets, and everyone manages. So it's very doable. And we all do it together. You'll be in a group of about 100 people. I mean, I'll have several thousand people on the program, but we have I've had 80 groups once. That was a busy day. That was a busy time. But and I'm in every one of them. But yeah, and I muck in. You know, I'm one of the team. You've got availability for me 7 days a week.
Fantastic. Well, it would be great to maybe get you back in for another podcast in the future if some people follow up on this based on this conversation, and we can share that and talk about some of the results. That would be a fantastic follow up, Scott. So we'll definitely put that in the. Is that going to be like a code they put in a checkout, or is it going to be specific link?
There's like a coupon voucher code, discount code box. So you put it in there. BISH 10.
Fantastic. We'll put that in the show notes. That'll also go out in all the clips that we put out as well, Scott. So
I don't know if it matters whether it's uppercase or lowercase. So let's just say all uppercase. BISH, capital BISH. Yeah.
Thanks, Scott. Are you ready for some Stortford Spotlight questions now?
Let's go for it.
This episode is brought to you by True Tone Media. If you want a podcast, testimonials, or a better way to tell your story, but you keep feeling stuck because video feels awkward or cringe, that's exactly what we fix. True Tone Media creates conversational video for your business without that cringe. If you know you need to produce content but don't know where to start, hit the link in the show notes and we can have a chat. Okay, back to the show. Excellent. These are 3 super fast questions that we ask every guest that comes onto the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast.
Okay.
First question. If you could put one sentence on a billboard in Jackson Square, what would it say and who needs to hear it the most?
Everyone needs to hear it, no matter what age you are. But I would put up there, everything you've ever been and everything that you currently are and everything that you are to become is reliant on your health. It should be your number one priority, because if you do not have that, you do not have anything. It's one of my quotes.
Do people think that, though? Do you think that's a mindset change, that people aren't aware of that, or they are aware of it and they just need to be reminded?
People don't realize. They think they're going to live forever. and they can do what they like to. Look, we've only got one place to live in, right? We've got to look after it. And yes, you will get people that will live to 90. 2 people live to 90, right? One's looked after themselves, one hasn't. They live a very different life to 90 than the one that's looked after themselves. One lives, one exists. One's in a wheelchair earlier, one isn't. One's still cycling in their 90s, one's being fed by someone else, so carers had to pop in and see them.
Yeah.
A bit morbid, but I want to be, extreme on purpose.
It's the thing that I think about is that when I'm a grandfather, I want to be able to pick up my, pick up my grandkids, and so I extrapolate from that. So if I want to be able to do that when I'm 80, what do you need to do now to set the foundations for that to happen?
You have to do it now. You can't wait till you're 80. What you do now, every time you switch, doom scrolling on your phone or watching Netflix, even just to go out for a walk and go 1 minute fast, 1 minute slow, 1 minute fast, 1 minute slow, even if that's all you do, but you want to do weight training as well, that should be something you should always be doing. But even if that day you switch it for something else, you're just adding to your pension pot of life. And you've got to keep putting in it. And if you do, then you're going to get paid back later and you can carry on.
Question number 2. Where do you go in Stortford that you secretly hope never gets too popular?
This was really a hard one to get my head around, because my favourite place in Stortford is Skew. I think the food is impeccable, and I'm a foodie. I've eaten in the best places all over the world, and the quality of their meat that they use, and their fish and stuff like that, you can tell the difference. I don't want to ever have to go there and I can't get a table. However, and it happened the other night, which I'm really pleased for them for, though, because Valentine's it was. I wasn't going to go out for Valentine's because I was just busy and doing stuff, and I rang and they were fully booked. So I was like over the moon for them, because obviously I know what it's like, especially in the entertainment sector and pubs and restaurants and all that struggling. So there's a part of me that's like, well, I don't want it to be where I can't ever get in, but at the same time, I want them to do really well. So I haven't really answered the question in the way you wanted me to, but I'm going to call out Skew. I think they're amazing. I think their service is brilliant. They care about their customers. They care about what they feed you, and they're blooming well good food.
After this shout out, I think if you gave them a call, they'd definitely make a table for you.
Yeah. Actually, I've been going. I probably must be their number one customer. I literally live in there. So it was a girl on the desk. I'm not one to go, can I speak to Ali, the owner, please? But I wouldn't do that. So I just went, it's no problem. I'll find somewhere else.
Okay, it's good to hear. Good to hear that they're packed out as well. And there's the first shout out for Skew actually. So that'll be a great little tag for them, and hopefully, more people who haven't given it a go might stop by. Question 3: who's doing something special in town that more people need to know about?
Right. So this is an amazing guy. I actually believe you know him, because he said he spoke to you, and I don't know whether you know this conversation has had, but my wife's hairdresser, Steve Fisk, he has to be one of the nicest people in the world. I mean, he's a really bloody good guy, I sometimes get a bit emotional thinking about him, because he really does give him, he's a quirky fella, but he set up this program that I guess called Routes to Success, and he gives his time for free, hundreds of hours, to train lesser privileged youngsters to learn how to cut hair, style hair, so that they've got a career going forward. And what a career now, because with AI, that's one thing AI isn't going to probably be able to do. So it's a career with longevity as well. So I'd like to give a big high five to Steve Fisk at the salon in Stansted, I think it comes under, just on the edge of Stortford there, with his Routes to Success program.
That's a great shout out. Steve, if you're listening, come on the podcast. I want to interview you. I want to tell your story. I want to shine a light on everything that you're doing. I can't get him on the podcast, Scott.
Even when he goes up, and he's done well and received some awards for the work he's done in the community, he doesn't give a speech or say anything. He just, thank you, walks off. He's quite, I think he'd struggle, to be honest, on a camera.
But he calls me up and he can chat pretty well.
Oh, he's the hairdresser. He can chat better than anyone.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't want the spotlight on him.
Yeah.
But he's a guy.
I have suggested to some of the other people that know Steve about maybe doing a kind of an intervention, this is your lifestyle podcast, where I just walk in, everyone knows what's going on, and he's just stood there like, no.
That'd be great. Tell me, I'll turn up. I'll be there.
Yeah, brilliant. You can be on the back door when he does the run.
Yeah, I'll hold him in.
Block him.
I'll hold him down for you.
Fantastic.
But he's one heck of a man. So he deserves to be mentioned.
And not just that as well, he has been supportive of the podcast. Although he hasn't been on, he's always dropping me messages, supporting the posts that are putting out. Really fantastic.
He's a genuine man.
Yeah, really is. Thanks, Steve. And thanks, Scott, as well, for talking about him. Okay, Scott, that last shout out for where people can find you online and follow along. And
okay, so our Instagram and socials is at the Six Pack Revolution and at I am Scott Harrison. And the websites are thesixpackrevolution.com and pauseby6.com. Our new Pause social media will be up and running soon, but I'm just getting all that ready, and I don't do things by halves, so it's not something I would do in an afternoon. So that will come later.
Excellent. Well, when that does go live, maybe we can jump back on and have a real specific conversation about that. So that we can get people interested there. That'd be great. Scott, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast.
Thank you for having me, and lovely to meet you face to face, kind of.
Yeah.
Thank
One day
you.
we'll meet face to face properly soon, I'm sure.
Anytime you're ready, mate. I'm always here, so we can go for a coffee anytime you like.
Appreciate that, Scott. Thank you. If you enjoyed this episode, the best way to support us, the show, is to hit follow, leave a quick review on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, or Amazon Music. We're on now. And share it on your socials or with someone in town who you think should hear it, particularly if they're not on social media. Share these stories. These are people who are in Bishop Stortford that are making the community what it is. And if you've got a local legend, someone like Scott or someone like Steve, that we should feature next on the podcast, tag their names below and I can reach out and feature them on the podcast next. This is all about shining a light on people that make Bishop Stortford community a great place to live and do business and raise kids. Scott, thanks again for joining us on the podcast.
You're very welcome. I'll see you next time.
Thanks, Scott.